Welcome to Empowering You with Cynthia Fontaine, where your transformation begins. This isn't just a show, it's your invitation to unlock personal power and trust your inner wisdom. Each episode, I'll guide you to release what holds you back and reconnect with the truth already inside you. Because when you align with your intuition, everything changes. You didn't find this by accident. You're ready. Let's begin.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Empowering You with me, Cynthia Fontaine. I'm so happy that you have found me because this show is for you and it's all about you. My intention with this show is to help you raise your vibration and connect to your spiritual connection and also to get to know yourself better. Today I have a really cool show planned for you. We're going to talk about vibration and energy, and I'm also going to show you some tools that I use to do clearings. Now, this isn't like a big professional clearing, which I am certified in, but this is to, clear the air in your home, move the energy around, things like that. If you have something more serious in your home that needs to be cleared out, like spirits that you don't want to be there, then that's a little bit more in depth. Too long for the show for sure, but I will show you some simple things that you can do on your own later in the show. So first I want to start out with pulling a card, and I forgot my Oracle card deck today, even though I own probably 50 decks. I had my favorite one in my hand and I left it at home. So I'm going to pick a card from Colette Baron Reid's app, Wisdom of the Oracle. And this will give us the energy, not only for the day, but for the next month until you see the next show. Doesn't matter when you see this show, if you see it when it airs in the few coming days, or if you see it 6 months from now, the card will be appropriate for that timing. So let's see, what do we have? Oh, this is a great card. It's one of my favorites. No Place Like Home. And this again is from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This card reminds you that wherever you go, there you are. So be at home wherever you are. And I have so many of my friends and clients right now who are in flux and in transition, and in my own family, where people are moving, they're looking for houses, etc. And to manifest a house, it's a really cool thing that you can do, is to feel like you are already in the home that you absolutely love. And so again, No Place Like Home is a perfect card. And so ground yourself in the home that you already have. Love and appreciate the home that you're in, whether it's an apartment or a condo, or you own the home, or you're in a tiny house or an RV. Love that home and appreciate it and show it a lot of gratitude, and then say to the universal spirit, the all that is, the divine, conscious universe, whatever you call it, however you feel comfortable, say, I am so grateful for this, and I am inviting my perfect next best place to come in. So remember, no place like home. It's not about necessarily the physical home, but it's about wherever you are, be at home, and especially be at home within yourself, which my big mission in the world is to help people understand who they are at their core so that they can bring their gifts out to the world, the gifts that they're meant to bring out to the world. You see, what we do for work is not our purpose. Who we are and how we present ourselves and what we bring out to the world, that's our purpose. No matter what job you do. I mean, look, I delivered mail for 26 years. Was that my purpose? No. That was how I delivered my purpose. And when I delivered mail, I used to always get in trouble for talking. Can you imagine that? I would help my customers along the route. All the kids would come to me with their problems, and I would, help them, and the families and so forth. So anyway, people would ask me questions, and of course I would deliver messages, not just the mail, but my purpose is to deliver messages, right? And to help you in your life. So keep in mind, again, your purpose is not what you do, it's how you do it and bringing yourself fully to it, okay? So I want to remind you all that we are on YouTube. So go check out the station on YouTube, East Bay TV. Like and follow the channel on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that. And there's some other great shows on there too that you want to check out, like my friend Jeannie B, and her show is Art with Jeannie B. Jeannie's actually studied with me for a number of years. She's so much fun. Check her show out too. And give us a like and a comment. Let us know what you like about the show, and also let me know in the comments if there's any particular subject that you would like me to talk about. I'm happy to do that. And also, I am looking for a studio audience so that you can be an audience while I deliver messages and readings from your loved ones and from the other side. So if you would like to be in an upcoming studio audience, please email. The email will be in the show notes, and get on that list. It's going to be a small audience, so it will be very limited, but get on the list so you have a chance to get in. Now, of course, you have to be able to come to the studio and also be okay with being on TV. Okay, so just a little note there. So, what are we talking about today? Energy. And the intense energy and the chaos that's going on. Now, this chaos is going to go on for quite some time. We're only at the beginning of it. We're not even at the midway point. So what can we do? Like in my own neighborhood, I live in a really quiet, sort of ruralish area. And we've had 2 bombs not explode, but they had to blow them up. And all kinds of crazy things happen that never happen where we live. So people are losing it out there. So what can you do while this intense energy is going on and is actually going to amp up even more? Now, if you've watched previous shows, you know I talk about grounding. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm going to mention grounding. So easy to do, and it can release stress like that, okay? So first thing, plant your feet on the ground. And imagine there's roots growing out the bottom of your feet, growing into the earth. And you will notice as you do that, your posture changes and you stand taller. It's a really cool thing. Don't know why it happens. Well, I do know why it happens. It's because you're connecting in with the earth energy. And so you send the roots down, and then you can also bring the earth energy up, thanking Mother Earth for all that it provides for us, all the sustenance, the water, the food, the minerals and things like for our minerals for cell phones and our cars and jewelry to wear and everything. So you can get the idea. Thank Mother Earth for everything that it provides for us. And as you bring that energy up, just allow it to flow through your body. I ground in all kinds of different ways. You can go outside and walk barefoot for 5 or 10 minutes. That is a really great way to ground. You can take a salt bath. Not only does it help ground you, but it also clears your energy field. And my favorite is pink Himalayan salt with some essential oils. But make sure if you use essential oils in your bath, you always mix the oils either with some salt or with some coconut oil before you put the oil into the water, because the oils will actually jump onto your skin and it may cause slight burning. So to avoid that, mix it with some salt or some coconut oil and then put the oil into the bathtub. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It's the abracadabra, right? When we say thank you, it shifts our energy. And the energy that as we're shifting it, it also shifts around us. Gratitude is the abracadabra. It's like the magic potion, if you will. And so even as these challenging things may be going on in your life and definitely going on all around us, make sure that you are taking times to say thank you, even if it's for the simplest thing. Thank you for the rain today because we were kind of in a drought. It can be that, thank you. And do it from your heart, really mean it. That is a super, super helpful way to raise your vibration, is just with a simple thank you. The key right now is to keep your vibration as high as possible. And to do that, gratitude, getting outside in nature. You've heard me talk about this before. Take salt baths, and also take time to go within, right? Prayer is praying and it goes out. Meditating is opening up, allowing Spirit of the Divine to bring in to you, to bring you messages, to bring you peace and the feeling of peace, okay? And so when I start my day, when I start my work day, I'm not always so great at this when when I don't have a work day, but that's actually not very often because I like to work. And when I start my day or before I see clients, I always start with a little prayer of thanks. And also I say, let me be a clear and perfect channel for the highest good of all, and that only truth come through me. Now, you may find, for me that works because I work with clients. If you're somebody who works with people, even if you're selling parts at a car store, if you start your day with a little prayer or mantra like that, it can shift the energy of your whole entire day. Another thing that you could say is, Spirit, please put me in front of the right people today. People who I am able to help in some way, or someone who I am meant to meet synchronistically for the highest and best good of all. I always put in for the highest and best good of all. And so here's an interesting thing also about prayer and when we do pray. Now, this isn't religious. This is, you know, I grew up Catholic and I have a Christian background, but I've studied all kinds of religions, and I have found myself settling into spirituality, which is really about the feminine and flowing and things like that. So it's a little bit different. There aren't the crazy rules that religion has. Now, religions are great when you follow the basics of them. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. And so, when you lead with a prayer, it gives the opportunity for the universe to say, oh, they are in gratitude and they're open to receiving. Okay, so and you can say prayer, or you can just say mantra, whatever you're comfortable with, and just ask for the right people to be put in front of you any given day, and that you may be of service in some way. Because look, we can't survive on this planet without each other, and if we're at odds with everybody, then it's not a very nice existence. So let's be the container of grace, bring in peace, shift your vibration and your attitude, and have an attitude of gratitude. And you will find that things shift for you. So I want to also show you some tools that I use to help me clear spaces, clear my own home. I used to go to people's houses and do clearings, but I don't do that anymore. I do everything remotely, which is much safer for me. And it's just as effective. But if you want to adopt some of these in your own home, or if you have a business, you can use some of these tools and techniques as well. So say, for example, we've all had arguments in our homes, right? Whether it's with a spouse or a partner or your kids or your parents or grandparents, whatever. And you know the energy after an argument in your home is as thick as the thickest pea soup, right? So what do you do about it? Well, spraying Lysol isn't going to work, but there are some really simple things that you can do. So one thing is you can use sound to clear and reset the energy. This is a Tibetan bell, and I will often go around the house with the bell. And I go through the house from the front door, and I actually open the front door as long as the dog is contained. And I work counterclockwise. And I follow the layout of the house, never breaking my path as I'm walking. So I go into each room as I come upon it, and I use my bell, or I'll use a bowl. I don't walk around the house with the crystal bowl because it's just too awkward. But you can hear that beautiful sound. You can use a tuning fork. It's not quite as loud. This is better to clear your physical body. So if you're having, some kind of congestion in your body or lymph congestion, you can actually hit this and then put it on the lymph areas. You need a little medical understanding for that. Selenite is a tool I really love, and I have different kinds. I brought a few different versions of selenite with me. This is more of a raw selenite, and you can see where it came off of the quarry where it was dug. And this is just selenite as it comes out of the earth when it comes out in big pieces, and then they cut it into these pieces. And then this is a selenite plate. And this is great for like putting your crystals on to clear. You could put jewelry, if you have any jewelry, like I have this amethyst ring, I might put it on the selenite, leave it overnight so it clears it. The thing about selenite is you don't want to get it wet because it'll just disintegrate because it's a type of salt. Because I do put my crystals out to clear, and I'll leave them out in the rain and so forth, but not selenite. There are certain crystals that you never want to put out in the rain. Now, these beauties, I have a good friend who I'm actually going to have on the show who makes these incredible smudge fans, healing tools. And she finds everything locally. And then like these were chickens that she actually had that who were at the end stages of their life. And when they passed, she saved the wings, and she makes these beautiful tools. And so this is a pair. For me, it's the feminine and the masculine. And I will often use these in my work when I'm working with people. They've got crystals on them, and some really, they're really intricate. And I love them because they've got shells, like the seashells, mussels, and things like that. And so I will use these. I can just sweep the body, right? And you can do it with a single feather. Does not have to be fancy like these, okay? You can, if you find a turkey feather on the ground, you can use just a single turkey feather. That's perfectly fine and works equally as well. Now, how do you sweep? I always start from the top, and I sweep my way down, and I make sure that I sweep under my arms, between my legs, down around the back as best you can. Now, you can add, rather than just sweeping the air, you can add sage. Now, this is a different type of sage than you may have seen before. The most common is a sage stick, which I didn't happen to have any right now. But this is, just sage as it grows, and they pick it, and you can burn it just like this. Make sure that you put a fire-safe container under it. That way, because it does drop at hot ashes, you don't want to, light things on fire like I almost did the other day, but not with sage. Another thing that you can use is Palo Santo. This is considered to be a holy wood. Now, this burns a little bit slower, And I have found something really interesting with Palo Santo, that when I would do house clearings in person, I could always gauge how bad the house was by how fast the Palo Santo stick burned. It's really interesting. This is a great wood to use. You can also use incense. I love pure incense, copal. I like sandalwood for, changing the energy. There's different ones, and it depends on how you want to shift the energy and what you want to put into your space. And so you can look up the different incenses and see what they stand for, and then use the one that how you want to imbue that energy into your space. So I would take the sage rather than just sweeping the air, light the sage, and then I would put the smoke all around me. Now, if I'm doing it for someone else, I put the smoke, all around them this way. And that will clear your energy. Sage, as actually a really helpful tool, is in fact that it catches bacteria. So if you want to clean the air, burn a lot of sage. Another great thing for that is Himalayan salt lamps. That also attracts bacteria and viruses to it. So just a little tip there as we are coming into the fall and winter season here in the Northeast. I know down in Australia, they're going the opposite way, but this show doesn't make it to Australia, although on YouTube it does. I apologize for that. So those are some of the tools you can use. And these are just a couple of other smudge fans that I have. This one was made by a local ghost hunter who I used to work with, and his mentor and teacher, who was Native American in the state. And so I adore this fan. You can see how light it is. It's perfectly balanced. This, even though these are beautiful, and I love these, especially with ceremony, this is my go-to everyday favorite. This one and another one is that my friend Nancy made. It's a little bit simpler. This was one of my first ones that I got from her. And again, you can just use a regular feather. It does not have to be fancy. Now, anytime I use sage or some kind of, if I use Palo Santo, not so much with incense, but particularly with sage, I always close with sweetgrass. Now, most people don't teach that, and I learned this. I studied with a Native American chief from New York, from the Catskills, and he taught me this, where you always go back around when in the same direction after you've burned the sage. You go around with the sweetgrass and you do a blessing and say thank you very much, and that closes the space. Because here's an interesting thing, right? When we pray, when we meditate, when we do any kind of ceremony, it opens the space. And it's like leaving your front door open living in the Bronx in New York. You're not going to leave it open 24 hours a day because who knows what's going to come in. You want to make sure you close that door. And so the sweetgrass will do that. Now, do you need sweetgrass to do that? No, but I really like to use it, especially after using the sage. But if you're just doing prayer, then you do the same thing. You just close the circle, if you will, with prayer. Say, the circle is now closed, or and my energy field is now closed. Thank you so much, etc. You always want to make sure you close because you don't want to leave the front door opened. Okay, so those are some of the tools that I use. Now, they're not all of them. Another thing I have here is a really cool rain stick. I got this in Sedona. It's not really loud, but it's kind of fun, right? So you can go around the house shaking the rain stick or letting the cactus seeds inside fall. You can use a drum. You can use a tambourine. If you don't have any tools to use at all in your house, you can just clap your hands. Make sure you clap out the corners of every room, or use the bell in the corners, whatever tool you're using, and your hands can be a tool. Our hands have energy centers in the middle of the palms, right? So a great thing to do if you're gonna use your hands, press the center of your palms like this, and then charge up your hands and get those energy centers opened and moving around. Get the energy moving. Pull your hands apart and you can feel like there's an energy ball between them. And then your hands are activated. And then go around and you can clap, right? So many traditions, what do? Ceremony, dancing and clapping. So you don't need any of these tools, but they're fun and they can be really helpful. So again, I thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking at the clock and I am out of time. Time goes so fast when I'm doing what I love. I hope this has helped you in some way. I trust that it is. Please like and share the show with all your friends and subscribe to the channel. I really care about you so much, and I want to hear about what show you want me to do to bring on and what guests you would like to see as well. So remember, while there's chaos all around, you can bring the calm within, and the key is to go within. Right? And don't worry, one thing I just thought about is people always say, you know, if you're trying to calm down, it's like, you think you're going to meditate and there's always voices in your head. Oh, the grocery list, or, you know, I got to feed the dog, whatever. That's normal. Okay? The key is when those thoughts come in, just say, oh yes, I have to remember to pick up the dry cleaning. And then the thought will just disappear. And the key is that when you acknowledge it, the thought then, rather than struggling with it and going, oh, I'm not supposed to be thinking, acknowledge the thought and the thought disappears. And then the split second between the thoughts starts to get bigger and you have more quiet space. And the magic comes in those split seconds of quietness when the universe, the divine spirit, God, whatever you call it, drops in something that you needed right in that moment. So take the time to get yourself quiet in these crazy days. Remember, there's no place like home. So take your heart and everything about you that's good with you wherever you go. And if you're looking for a home, I have a really great tool for that, which maybe I'll do in another show. Or anyway, but you can always contact me. So thanks so much again, and thanks to the crew, to Dave, to Brian, and the team for all their help and patience with me. You should see me getting ready for the show. It's pretty comical. Okay, bye for now. Love you so much, and I hope to see you in person at somewhere soon. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeannie B and I have a show called Fun with Art. And what we do is we do wonderful crafts that are easy to do, fun to do, and I hope you'll join me.